education improve your family, your community, or the broader audience? There is one word in here that is probably the most important word, and I'm going to see if you can guess what it is.
Improve.
Improve is a good word. It's not the most important one. No. It's a good word too. They're all good words. But there's one. No.
Education.
No. What, I think I might have heard it.
How?
Or. Who said or?
I said or because
Go,
you just read.
girl. Go.
It's or.
It's or. Why is that so important?
Because you can pick one.
Yes! Yes! Because you can pick one. If you're talking about changing a broader audience, don't talk about what you need. Talk about what they need and what you can do to make that happen. Because I would tell you, there is nothing more difficult to read than a young person who submits their scholarship essay, and they say, I've always loved helping people, and so I can't wait to get my medical degree, and I will be able to work in the poorest parts of Louisiana and save people's lives. That is so cool, except we're so far away from there, and unless you can give me a very clear path how you're going to get there. And when I talk about very clear path, I mean I want step by step how you're getting to that place. That's probably not going to happen, and we know that, but you haven't figured that out yet, so we've got to give you a way to communicate that or find a way to get there. And we're happy to help you find a way to get there, but if you don't have that way, there's no way that's happening. That doesn't just sort of pop up in your life. So we are going to now get to our essay. The basic structure of any essay: you have an opening, you have a body, and you have a closing, right? That's kind of general, and I'm hoping everybody has that understanding of basic structure. This could be a 3-paragraph essay. This could be a 5-paragraph essay. Better not be more than that. 3 to 5. Everybody know that symbol, paragraph? 3 to 5 paragraphs. That's it. And why? Why only 3 to 5? Garrett?
I once had a professor tell me that a good essay is like a girl's miniskirt. It's short enough to be interesting, but it's long enough to cover all the important things.
Oh.
I love that! Oh my gosh.
Miniskirt.
Miniskirt. You'll never forget that. Okay, that's fabulous. There's one other reason. How many are in this room right now? Close to 16?
Yeah, I think we have 18 computers.
Okay. Multiply that by about 20?
12? No.
12?
15-ish?
15?
Yeah, something like that.
Multiply that by 15, and that's how many scholarship applications we're going to get. So I have 5 people reading, and they have to read every single one of them. Yeah. So they get them on April 2nd, and they have to be done with them in May. And you figure if they're reading 2 a day so that they can legitimately get through them because they all have other lives, that's still a whole lot of reading. So you are 1 of 300. 1 of 300. That's approximately how many we get. 1 of 300. Which leads me to number 1, number 2, and number 3. Who are you? Why are we choosing you? And how will we remember you? Who are you? Please do not start your essay with "my name is." 1, that means you've created work for me because I have to go in and didact that. I don't, my readers don't know who you are. And that's to be fair to you, because if your mom happens to be one of my readers, I don't want her in an uncomfortable situation of saying, it was a crappy essay, but I gotta choose her, right? So we don't do that. The other reason is if you should happen to have an employer as your reader, then that's a really uncomfortable position for them, because then they can't give you favor, but they want to give you favor, that kind of thing. So we take your name out of it. So if you start with "my name is," I have to print yours out, black it out, recopy it. It's don't do that to me. The other thing is it's incredibly boring and your name isn't who you are. You might have a cool name. Denise is a way cool name, but it isn't who you are. So we're going to figure out who you are in a whole new way. You're going to define yourself in a way that makes you different from everybody else in this room. So I want you to think about a sentence that starts with something like, Cindy, can I use you? Sure. Okay. I am a go-getter who's had my bacon eaten a couple times, but I'm back at it. That's a grabber sentence. I want to read more because I love her energy. I want to know about the bacon being eaten, and the fact that you're back at it. I like that. That sends me 3 messages in one sentence. The first message is she's going someplace. The second message is she suffered something. And the third message is, but she's going to get back up and keep going. She's got tenacity, and I love that. I love that in a student because bad things are going to happen to all of us. And if you can show me that you've overcome once before, then I know you can overcome again. And that's how we talk about it when and there will be ties. I'm telling you there are ties. And I will say something like, okay, well this one qualified for this scholarship and this scholarship. Nobody else qualified for this scholarship, but it's less money. And I've had my committee say to me, do you have another one you can give them also? Because their essay was so good. We want to give it to this person because it's the only person who qualified for it. But it's only a $100 scholarship. Is there anything else we can get them? And I will say, yep, let's go back and go find something else. So they know you, and they know your essays, and they know your stories. They care about you. So whatever your tragedy is, whatever your beauty, your joy is, you've got to communicate that. And so if your sentence is something like, I am the joyful human that will light up the room. And look at her, she does! Oh my God, everybody look at her. She does light up her room. I am the joyful human that will light up a room. Wait till you see when I'm educated. Right? Yeah. We're going to move on. That's your opening. You may flesh that out into a full opening paragraph. I don't want you telling us everything yet, though. Once you get that fabulous first sentence that makes us want to read more, don't finish it in the first paragraph. Because what are we doing the rest of it for? So what I want you to do here is I want you to start to allude to this part. I want you to begin to allude to it. So again, you don't have to come out and say, my family, my children, having watched me complete an education, are now aware that it can be done. You don't have to go there yet. Or, I promised my mother on her deathbed that I would finish, and now I'm going to. You don't have to go there yet. What I want you to start with is, though, which of those 3 are you going to do, and you're going to give us a taste of it. Keep your metaphor going, and now give us a who you're serving. Because this person answering the question, you've just satisfied their need. In the second sentence, you've just satisfied their need. You're telling them, I'm doing one of these 3, because they're looking for that. They're looking for the word. Family, community, they're not looking for broader audience. They're probably looking for world or my race or my whatever. We want to close that first paragraph with a way that leads them to the next one, so that they're, now I'm ready to go. And so probably, if you look at our closing, we're going to do something about how and why we're going to remember you. So let's bring that up to the front, and let's give them sort of a predictor of what's coming, but also a piece that's going to tie down to that at the end. And so we're going to say something like, and the other thing I like it when you do, I like it when you bring your reader into your experience and you make them part of it. So if you can find some way to close out with your compadres, your compatriots, your fellow warriors, your fellow gladiators, something, build that in, and that's your final sentence. So, Hurricane Girl. So yours may be, I cannot keep this light shining alone. I need to be resupplied. Or I am looking for the ship at sea. Okay, good. But it's that idea that you have to get honest and you have to get real. And I don't want the poor, pitiful me. I want the strong, real you. There's a strong, real you in there. You would not be in this seat. You would not be at this college if there was not a strong you out there. And the real you, every one of you is real. It's just how willing to get in touch with that is you are, and how willing to share that you are. There are 5 people who are going to read this essay. You may never meet any one of them. So the safety of telling your story here, it's safe. Those 5 people don't know your name. You're safe. So get real, get deep, and tell a part of your story. I need all of you to get to the point where you're good for the economy. And that's their investment. That's just one piece though. That's what I would call simple interest. That's the simple math of you get an education, you can get a career that makes more money, you have extra money left over, simple interest. Compounded interest. How many of you have children? How many of you have brothers and sisters that are younger than you? Okay. Every one of you that had your hand up somewhere, there's somebody watching you, and there's somebody learning from you, and you're modeling behavior. That's compounded interest. Because I not only have you pay off, that next generation is going to pay off. All right, so this one probably has no allusion to gladiators, probably has no allusion to lighthouses. This is honest. This is what my weakness is, this is how I'm fixing it. So I've just bared my whole stinking soul. So now let's move on to your closing, because this is the fun one. And this is where you get to be creative. And this is the, how are we going to remember you? You hooked us in the beginning. Now we're going to remember you because you bring us back to the hook. You are going to be required to write a thank you note. If your thank you note comes in with spelling errors, grammar errors, punctuation errors, it's so hard for me to send that to a donor with a good heart, right? Because your donors are the ones that are paying for this experience, and they want to know that you're going to be able to do something with it. And if you can't write a thank you note without spelling and punctuation errors, they think, how is she ever going to get a job? How is he ever going to be able to write a report at his job? So you're going to write this in Word, you're going to send it to your English teacher, you're going to send it to me, you're going to send it to somebody who's got a background in English. You're not going to send it to your best friend or your mom unless they're an English teacher, because I want somebody who really knows how to edit. And you're going to be open to their direction, and you're going to follow up and make the changes that they